Hello people, it's your boy Osman back again with another video. Manchester United 2, Brighton 1. You know, a lot of people predicting 6-0, 6-1, 4-0, 5-1. I was one of those people. I was a bit disappointed, I'm not going to lie, that we didn't absolutely slap him. But nevertheless, 7 out of 7 for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Ali at the flipping wheel. How good is it flipping feel? First and foremost, a couple of things I just want to talk about. Team selection is good to see a bit of consistency. I would have liked to see Bailly instead of Jones, because for me personally, Jones, he's absolutely dead. He wasn't necessarily at fault for the goal, but some of the chances that, you know, Brighton did create throughout the game were down to Jones. Just lack of concentration, positional sense, just standard Jones thing. But in general, very, very positive result, given the fact that Arsenal and Chelsea obviously played each other. Arsenal getting that win, that means we are now 3 points of top 4. When Ole Gunnar Solskjaer took charge, we were 11 points of top 4. So regardless of these jokes, or you're still in 6th after 7 wins, whatever, we are literally 3 points of top 4. And the way I've said it in the past, and I will say it again, is now in our own hands. We have still got to play Arsenal, we have still got to play Chelsea. We win those games. Obviously, we do need to recuperate some goal difference on Chelsea, but nevertheless, like I said, it is finally in our own hands, which is ridiculous given the situation we were in when Solskjaer first came into the job. So for me personally, Solskjaer deserves so much credit because, like I said, in my previous videos, the season was a write-off for me. As soon as Jose Mourinho was gone, I didn't really care what Solskjaer did in a sense. I would have loved to see him win the FA Cup, but regarding top 4, it was pretty much written off for me. 11 points was too much to recuperate, and like I said, we are now in a situation that's in our own bloody hands. But yeah, just in general, like I said, the game in the first half, we were absolutely phenomenal. You know, it's good to see us pressing and getting straight on the front row from the minute goal. You know, you saw the Jose Mourinho so many times. Our first half performance was absolutely lackluster, and we seem to pick it up in the second half. But it hasn't been the case under Solskjaer. We have been starting very quick against teams, especially at home. That's exactly what I expect against lower opposition teams. Practically blow them away in the first half, and hopefully continue to progress on that in the second half and so forth. Sadly, of course, that didn't happen in this game, but just want to focus on the first half. Pogba, what a sublime touch to win the penalty. Some people on social media saying it's a dive, he's gone down too easy. Let's just get it right. It's no Salah, okay? It's not a flipping dive. There's clear contact. He's gone down. Could he stay on his feet? Arguably. But should he stay on his feet? Why the hell should he stay on his feet? There's more than enough contact for him to go down. He steps up, does his little stutter thing, 12 seconds this time. You know, half the sort of run up and so to speak. But yeah, puts into top bin, celebrates his flipping baby with a goal. Congratulations, my G. But yeah, in general, first half performance, absolutely fantastic. Exactly what you would expect from Man United at home against Brighton. And Rashford, top tier up, the man in form. I've said it on numerous occasions. I've been his biggest critic, saying his end product is not good enough. Well, it was flipping unreal. Dalot with fantastic play down the wing, goes past his man with ease, plays the ball to Rashford. Rashford has a stupid amount to do. Beautiful free, dare I say, Martial-esque, puts it into his right foot, and to be honest with you, I wasn't expecting him to shoot, letting on flipping. Put it in the top bins. Why am I still doubting this kid? Why am I still doubting? Have I not learned 4 goals in 4 games for Rashford? I believe he's the first player at his age to do that for Manchester United. So making history, and hopefully can make it 5 out of 5. I believe he's just in the Premier League. But in general, I'm very happy for Rashford. Good to see some of our players playing with form, and of course, most importantly, confidence. You can see the confidence for him. You can see for Martial as well. He's trying things. Pogba's trying things. That's exactly what we would expect from these players. We've said in the past, these are like flair players, especially Martial, Pogba, very much flair players, and I suppose Rashford kind of falls into that bracket to an extent. You've seen he's got the trickery in that, obviously, I think it was against Bournemouth when he did the flip-flop and obviously played it to Pogba. You know, they're more than capable of doing these kind of things. Let them loose. That's exactly what Solskjaer has done. A lot of people aren't giving Solskjaer enough credit. They said obviously the opposition we haven't played against, the opposition we played against isn't really a test, but no, we did it against Spurs as well in the first half. Yes, they dominated the second half, but let's make no mistake about it, we could have easily been 3-0 up at half time if we were more ruthless against Spurs. So people saying we haven't had a test, we can only beat whoever's in front of us, and we have lost to Brighton twice in the last 2 flipping occasions. So none of this, oh, you only beat Brighton, because we lost to them 3-2 and 1 flipping in the last 2 times we played them. So I don't really give a damn who we're playing against at the moment now. If we get in the wins, we're getting the flipping, we're getting the adulation that we flipping deserve at the end of the day. 7 wins is 7 wins. I don't really care anymore. And know in the past I've been very critical. You know, when Arsenal went on that unbeaten streak, I was saying they haven't really played anyone. Well, we played flipping Spurs, we beat them, so shut up about this. Solskjaer doesn't deserve credit. So it's kind of annoying because a lot of, you know, pundits, I think it's Paul Ince in particular, are saying, oh, I could have done what Solskjaer could have done. No, you flipping couldn't have, mate, because you've been a manager, you got sacked. So shut up, mate. Simple as that. Yeah, anyway, that aside, obviously going into the second half, started the second half pretty much the way we ended the first half, on the front foot. Lingard missing that chance, which would have made it 3-0 at that point. The game is pretty much dead and buried. But this is the frustration that we have currently. We need a centre back. It's quite clear and simple. We've known that for a while now. Jose Mourinho said it prior to the start of the season. He wasn't wrong. One of the few things he wasn't wrong at. So fair play to Jose Mourinho. In that sense, yeah, Jones is not good enough. Just get him out of the team. Simple as that. Although to be fair, it was more Delos's fault for the goal. He didn't really track his run. But nevertheless, we dug in. We held on. Lukaku came on. Mata came on, which was a bit bizarre about. I thought Sanchez would come on. We need that pace on the break. Substitutions for me came very late. I was critical of Solskjaer. Not overly critical, but my only critique of Solskjaer so far is he's not reacting quick enough to certain situations. Nevertheless, like I said, we got the 3 points, which is the most important thing, and that's all I really cared about. If someone was to say to me, what the most important thing was for me personally, it was getting the 3 points. I know, of course, that is the most important thing every week, but for this week in particular, it was massively vital that we just got the 3 points more than anything, because obviously Chelsea were playing Arsenal, and we knew one of them was going to drop points, so it was an opportunity for us to gain on one of them, and which obviously we flipping gained on Chelsea, which is such a huge thing. I'm just going to throw this out here. I don't know if a lot of people watch most of my videos to this sort of period of the video, but what I'm going to say, for those of you who are watching this, just let me know if I'm deluded or not, but I genuinely think we can catch Spurs. Like, they've got no Kane, they've got no Son, they've got no Sissoko, God knows how long he's going to be out for. Dele Alli isn't really firing in all cylinders. Of course, Eriksen is phenomenal. I'm expecting them to beat Fulham today. Nevertheless, I honestly think they've got too many injuries at the moment. They haven't got the strength and depth. So for me personally, Spurs get a draw in the next couple of games, instead of the next 3 games. We're only going to be 5 points behind Spurs if we win out, which we should on paper. And for me personally, we could easily get a third. Now, I know it sounds absolutely ridiculous, I'm even saying that, but I just think it's definitely possible. If Spurs drop points in the next couple of games, we can definitely get a top 3, which would be an unbelievable achievement. And for me personally, I'm starting to love Solskjaer more and more. Just the demeanour after games, his press conferences, prior to games, post-match press conference, that kind of thing. I absolutely love him. You know, you can tell he breathes and loves Manchester United. For me personally, that's exactly what we need at the club. We need someone who understands the identity of the club, the philosophy of the club. He's not here trying to imprint his own philosophy. He's not here trying to say, this is my sort of a way of playing. I'm trying to get the players to do it. He's come in and said, this is the way Manchester United should play. And for me personally, that goes way more than anything else that other managers can come and imprint. Obviously, for example, if a Pochettino as his dad came in, I'd obviously try to play the old type of football. Although it probably be good football, it's not the United. It might not be the United way. Of course, Pochettino, to be fair to him, he does abide by all the principles of what United stand for. But for me personally, someone like Solskjaer, who's a massive fan of the club, he loves his club, do anything for the club. It just goes so much further. Like, for me personally, I absolutely love him. I know a lot of you guys love him as well. I'm not getting carried away because, like I said, for me personally, he has to get on merit, not on sentiment. He has to get a top 4 minimum, and hopefully he can do something against PSG. But yeah, that aside, obviously, like I said, I wasn't overly happy in the manner in which we finished the game, holding on. We did really need to build on this and get as much goal difference on Arsenal, well, recuperate as much goal difference on Arsenal and Chelsea. But most important thing was the 3 flipping points. We got over the line, and to be fair, we definitely deserved to win the game. We were absolutely phenomenal for that 65-70 minutes of the game prior to that goal. But yeah, it's just good to see us playing from attacking football from the get-go rather than seeing it in the second half. Just a couple of other things. Jesse Lingard, for me personally, I thought he had a bit of a quiet game again. However, I don't want to be overly critical of him because he is so unselfish with his defensive work. His movement off the ball as well allows players like Rashford and Pogba to exploit the space that he has created for them. Myself, for me, a lot of people said he didn't have a good game. He could have quite easily scored today. He was very unlucky. The goalkeeper made a very good save when he tried to chip him and Lindelof played that pass. So for me personally, I'm not overly worried. Yes, I do want Jesse and Martial to chip him with the goals as well, just to build up more confidence around the team rather than just Rashford, Pogba, and I suppose Lukaku to the extent scoring most the goals in the last couple of games. But overall, very solid performance. A special shout out for Ander Herrera, who was absolutely phenomenal. He's come back into the form that we saw earlier in his United career, when a lot of fans, including myself, were saying he deserves the captaincy, and it was good to see him refining that form, because we really are going to need him in the last stages of the season if we are going to get anything from the season. He was absolutely phenomenal. Matic again was quite good as well, but for me personally, no disrespect to Matic, he's too slow. He's always been a slow player, but I just think his legs are going a bit. In the second half in particular, not only Matic, but the whole team was absolutely knackered. And to be fair, that's kind of a testament to Solskjaer in the sense that he's pushing them to the limits. And you can see the high intensity in the first half. It is obviously paying. It is catching up to them in the second half, but in the sense that I'm seeing it as a positive, because it means that the players are putting in more effort. We just need a way to counteract that, because you saw against Spurs we were very leggy as well. For me personally, that's when he needs to use the substitutions, and that's the only critique I have of Solskjaer thus far. Minus that, very, very happy with the team, the way it's going. Lindelof again, solid performance. Ashley Young, I thought it was okay. Delo, I thought it was okay. Some of the position sense wasn't fantastic, but overall, very good, solid team performance. Another 3 points for Manchester United, 3 points off Chelsea. As it stands, 4 points off Spurs. Obviously, they got Fulham in a bit. But for me personally, I think I suppose Chelsea depends on what the situation is with Higuain, if he obviously comes firing. But I just got a sneaky suspicion we can catch up to Spurs if they drop points in the next couple of games, because they're known for bottling it. Let's make no mistake about it. But that aside, it has been your boy Osman. Feel free to drop a like, subscribe if you're new. And yeah, just take care. Kill Man United!